Hello everybody, it's Cyber-Sabotage for another episode of Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII mission videos. We're gonna go right into this one. Plans for new equipment in the Shinra electric power company. We're gonna go to Cyber-Sabotage. One of Genesis' secret agents has introduced a virus to a fleet of our prototype weapons. The weapons are now out of control, attacking our own people. Track down 4 large weapons and destroy them. I had actually tried this mission a lot earlier and failed. Not miserably, but failed pretty badly, so I decided to wait on it. There aren't any chests here, which is why I didn't want to just, visit it slightly or whatever, but you're gonna have 4 bosses here. As you can see, the materia setup I put over here. You're going to be fighting 4 red scorpions, including your random encounters with stupid crazy dagger enemies. The red scorpions have 96,080 health, so they're going to be big fights, but they're pretty much like the guard spiders. They have the cannon in the front, which you want to avoid because it can hurt a lot. They're immune to gravity, as you can see, and hitting them in the back hurts them a lot. They are going to, level up to 39, wow. You should just hit them a few times in the back and then guard. Take dash off, because they'll use the super EM field. If you don't guard that, that'll do a lot of damage. So, it'll take a while, but, if you're leveled competently or have an attack up material, or maybe equip the Vital Slash and use that, then you should be able to do a nice amount of damage and defeat them relatively fast. Just watch out for their tail laser there, which you can't avoid. Make sure you have barrier or wall or whatever, and regen is pretty nice for this battle since you don't have to bother healing yourself, so you do it gradually. Wow, 2 Ifrits. And the summons here, I don't know, they don't really do much, but you get a Shinra Alpha from them. So that's pretty cool. What am I putting on instead of Graviga? Libra. Okay, just to see what their health is. So you run into the crazy dagger enemies, which are the things that actually killed me when I first attempted this mission. I didn't have a problem with the guard scorpion. That just takes time. But these guys have 17,432 health, and they're really powerful when you're weak, and if they hit you, I just walked right back into that. If they hit you, then it hurts. If they shoot ya, it's gonna hurt. But as you can see, it did do a lot of damage to me, especially with that stupid drill attack, which is harder to dodge than it looks. But if you use your hell materia, then you should be able to just zap him into oblivion. And head on to the other guard scorpion here. And they're all the exact same fight. So as you can see, that did like 140 some odd damage each time, so that was painful.
Good luck, thanks.
Good luck, thanks. And I have invincible from Eris, so I was just ignoring him. But as you can see, the invincibility only lasted like a few seconds there. Obviously, this is sped up, but it still only lasted like 1 round of the enemy's stuff, which is really strange. I still don't like that. Yay! I still don't like that you can't recast barrier on yourself when it's already in effect. I think that's kind of a stupid oversight that like every other game I've ever seen doesn't do. But that's just me. You just want to try to run from these stupid fights. Unless there's one, I guess you can just, since we're gonna have since we don't have dash on, it's harder to run away from those guys, which is what makes it a bit deadlier. But I don't want to. I guess if you want to switch the dash materia back and forth, you can. But we're gonna head on to the 3rd guard scorpion here. It's funny that we finally get Exaflare from Bahamut Fury. This is the one time we get it. And you only need one to get 100% on the DMW with it, by the way. I'm sorry I'm keeping it sped up. We saw it during the boss fight, and it does take a long time. And it still looks pretty cool sped up. I am impressed. You turn the moon into a cannon. That's just not economical, by the way. That really shouldn't do only 5,300 health. Or 5200 damage or whatever. That should do more. I was thinking about just cutting out the battles, all like the other Guard Scorpion battles entire, all together. But the episode is like 15 minutes with this, so yeah, we only do a few missions here and just complete whatever else we have remaining. There's still a bunch of missions that we can do, but they're all very, very hard and require me to be about 10 levels higher at least. So I don't wanna do them right now. Go go go! Bo 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 bo. Okay, and we have one more, and he is over there. Wow, how did we get all the way to him without an encounter? That was amazing, Dovey. Or were we on the wall? I don't know. But this battle actually goes pretty fast. Yeah, I'm doing a nice amount of damage here, 2,500 to 3,000. But yeah, it's not a tough, it's really not a tough fight as long as you have, yeah, I got no MP cost, so I decided to zap him. As long as you stay away from the crazy daggers, we have so many Shinra Alpha, and you get the Drain Gun materia out of that. Not a particularly good, reward, but eh. There's actually a bunch of missions we could have done, but honestly, I didn't want to put in like another 2-3 hours. Anyway, stolen Shinra weapons. While Shinra troops were gearing up for battle with Genesis, Avalanche, the anti-Shinra group, caught them off guard and stole their weapons for use for their own offensive. Go to Avalanche's base to fight them and reclaim our weapons. So yes, this is our first, first sign of Avalanche in the game. It's just cool because I don't think it ever refers to, Barrett or Biggs, Wedge, or Jesse by name, but it's just kind of cool to see that they're already doing their little guerrilla war 5 years ago. I don't know how that matches up with the incidents in Corel though. But I guess this is probably around that time. We weren't involved in Corel, that was really Scarlet. But Marlene isn't that old. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, there's chests here again. Spurred up double plus on this wall. And on the top of the map here is an MP up double plus materia. And then just hug the wall all the way around to go back to the boss. Yeah, the enemies here are the bee saucers, the crazy dagger, and the hunting hounds. But yeah, the bosses are just 3 of the crazy daggers, which is pretty bad. If you don't have dash, even if I do have dash, as you can see, it still hurts. But if you don't have dash, that can actually be pretty bad. But make sure you have health on Daga so that you can zap them to oblivion. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I like that, they really do, like, the missions really enhance the game just by referencing and, filling in blanks. Anyway, we get a magic up double plus materia out of that. Did I say magic before? It was MP up, I think. But yeah, it's just cool to see it, like, filling in the blanks like that. With characters, what characters we're doing at this time and stuff like that. We heard about Sid and anyway, destroy the mobile artillery. Mobile artillery produced to counter Genesis weapons have gone berserk due to careless QA testing. They have broken through the factory walls. They are now heading towards the residential district. Destroy them before they reach the citizenry. That's not good. Anyway, there is one chest here, and it's all the way by the exit. This is actually a fun mission because there's a new boss, or the boss here is a new enemy that we're not supposed to encounter till the end of this chapter, maybe? Actually, no, till the next chapter, I think. Yeah, it's not a boss till the next chapter, so spoilers, sorry. Anyway, yeah, there's an X potion there, and there's a tank here. Also, the enemies here are Sky Armors and Beast Saucers. I hate them. But anyway, we have the Marshall tank here, 108,770 health. Two rules. Don't stand in front of it, don't stand behind it. If you stand in front of it, aside from shooting you, it'll do a charge attack, as you can see there, which is not too hard to dodge, but it does a lot of damage. If you stand behind it, it has a cannon on the turret back there, so yeah. You just want to stand at the side and try to zap it. Hey, Cactar. Yes, we are going to use 1,000 needles on you, sir. Yay! It's so cute. But yeah, so just stand at the side and attack it. When it gets low on health, it will use eject, which launches these really annoying support machines, which don't have a lot of health, but they're just a general nuisance, really. Like, they just stun you so that, and we get a high jump at that. They stun you and bother you so that, you know, you are caught in the crossfire, essentially. Okay, and the last mission that we're doing in the video. I decided not to go to the 146 here. I just stopped at 5. Testing new weapons. We're going to conduct a test of new weapons designed to combat Genesis troops and Wutai remnants hiding in the caves. Enter the test dungeon and fight against every weapon you encounter. Okay, there are 2 chests here. One is out of the way, and the other one is out of the way. We'll see them both. Yeah, so yeah, one is like to the upper left, and the other one's all the way to the lower right. Just something interesting. I was playing Final Fantasy VII. I'm surprised that I play Final Fantasy VII in my own time. Oh yeah, and the enemies here are Sky Armors and the stupid Belzecus, the dog things. But yeah, so I was playing Final Fantasy VII, and I was relatively towards the beginning. I like the PS4 version right now because it has a speed up feature. Like, it just speeds up everything except for the music. So you just get through text and battles a bit faster if you're just trying to get to a certain spot or whatever. We were talking to Elmira, you know, Eris's mother, and she was saying that her husband went off in the Wutai War 15 years ago, which means that, you know, this right now we're at about 5 years. So here we get crystal gloves. It doesn't show, but those are crystal gloves. So right now we're at about the 5-year point for, you know, before the events of Final Fantasy VII, which means that the Wutai War was 10 years ago, which means at the start of the game when we went to Fort Tamblin, I think we're at the 5-year ago point, but at the start of the game, and there's a wall material there, at the start of the game when we went to Fort Tamblin, it was already 8 years into the war with Wutai. So yeah, that was a long war, which is why they're like, okay, we're just gonna finish this. But yeah, the Wutai War is a long thing. It also means Yuffie was 1 when the war started, because she's 16 in Final Fantasy VII. Anyway, the boss is 2 sweeper double pluses. They have 24,580 health and behave the exact same way that they always do. You just get behind them and zap them or slash them. It's not rocket science. And just, yeah, just avoid their attacks there. And you get a stop twister. But yeah, it's just interesting stuff. I've actually noticed a few things while playing the game, just time-wise, just because I've played this now and it's on my mind. But yeah, so the Wutai War is a long thing. But anyway, for the last part of this video, we're going to go back to the Master Tonberry level, because we can run into magic pots here, and now that we have the gravity material, we can get a DMW wheel out of it. You have to follow its guidance exactly, and what you need to bring with you are the jump, fire, gravity, and assault twister materials. I just want to show you here. I got a DMW thing that screwed me over after I found it, because this counts as attacking it, which ruins your chances. But yeah, so it's going to tell you to do stuff, and you just have to follow its guidance, and you'll win. So I just wanted to show you that, but yeah. I put the cursoring on, which is probably a good idea so that you stop getting the DMW for these battles, just because they're so hard to find, but yeah. Just have to use jump, fire, and gravity. And specifically these, not any other versions of it, and Assault Twister. And yeah, it gets happy, runs away, and you get Magic Pot Tricks, which unlocks the Magic Pot DMW wheel. We now have all of the DMW images that can be unlocked through the like missions and stuff that you don't get in the course of the story. So the last 3 over there, we're all going to be getting in the story, which is cool. But yeah, that is going to do it for this episode. It's a short one when we kind of got off topic a lot, talking about just random facts that only I care about. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. This has been Sephiroth04 with a Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII mission video. Next episode, we're going back to the story. Yay! Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.